Yo,
Hey,
what the fuck is good?
what's up?
Welcome to the Break Oleg podcast. Hold on, let me turn this off. Boom, abrupt stop. Let me make sure the sounds are good. How we sounding, bro? Yo.
We good?
Welcome, bro. Welcome to the podcast. I'm
Thank
here
you,
with
bro.
Jason
Thanks
Stroud.
for
We're here
having
at Ogieroks Studios.
Ooh,
Fucking chilling. We had a couple of shots of tequila. We had some bong hits, some Coors Lights.
yeah, where's my Coors?
Where is my Coors Light? I
We're
don't
allowed
even know
to-
where
I
my
didn't even
Coors
open
Light
mine.
is. Fuck, mine's is too far. I should have. All right, whatever. Podcast already started. We're
Yeah.
not fucking stopping, because we're already here, man. But yeah, welcome to the crib. Welcome. It's good having you here.
Thank you.
Finally did it, dude. Been trying to record an episode of the podcast for a while. I've been a little bit absent.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, I've been lazy as fuck. That's what it's been. You know, it's hard to get guests. You could whatever, but you can put it right in the middle over here.
I'm like, I don't
And
are we,
don't put it on an edge. We got little Biggie over here. You know what I forgot
Yeah.
to? This is how fast we rushed into this. I forgot to put up little fucking my little
We did
trinkets
take
on the
this up.
table, but that's all good, bro. We're here. We did it, man. It's good to have you.
Good to be here, man.
Yeah, man. We
Yeah.
already had a whole discussion about the racial political climate of the United States and all that stuff. But maybe honestly, it's good we have it off
Yeah.
air. Maybe that's a whole different
Yeah.
podcast. Maybe
Just
that's a whole.
Just some light chatting.
Just
You
some
know what I mean?
light chatter for a fucking Thursday.
That's
But-
how I do.
That's how we do it, man. You know, you can't keep the mind's got to stay alive. The mind is always
Indeed.
alive. So what's good, man? So let me introduce you. This is Jason Stroud. He's a comic, animator, DJ.
Yeah.
What am I leaving out over here?
Musician,
Musician.
capoeista.
What's that? You do capoeira? That's
Yeah,
a
man.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean,
Better watch out.
I've been absent from class for about a year and some change, but
You definitely can I tell you have a haircut of a capoeira person. If I picture somebody doing a capoeira, they have your haircut.
unemployable haircut.
No,
what
that's
it is.
honestly from what my friend was telling me
I live on the
yesterday.
streets haircut.
No, man, it's
I'm
fucking. I would. Yo, let me tell you something. I wish I could grow hair like that. I can't even. I'm
Listen.
bald, bro. I can't grow hair for shit.
I
I only grow it on the sides and a little bit on top.
I'm a big fan of the fro, man. I think I haven't cut it since like 2020.
No, that was a good
Yeah,
year.
I think I fucked it up. Yeah, I cut it New Year's 2020.
Literally, and
yeah,
then
New Year's
the
Day. And
pandemic.
then yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm never cutting my hair again.
Would you say that was?
Shit go-
Would you say that was directly responsible for the
I
pandemic
don't
that
know,
we went
man.
through?
Maybe they used my hair for the seasoning for the bat that started the whole thing. I don't know. Anything, because I wasn't in China though.
You know what they used to say when you were younger? When I was younger, my parents used to say like if you have blonde hair or whatever, bats used to go in and they would like dig into your hair.
I mean
That was a whole thing.
and I heard that's like not all that true.
I don't think it's true at all, actually.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was blonde hair. It was just hair in general, like bat
Yeah.
skin. I think I saw that on one of those memes of Mythbusters or some shit.
Yeah, where bats. There was a bat here in Bay Ridge. I saw it last year. I went to the post office and there was a little bat hanging on the
Yeah.
wall over there, and everybody was crowding around and taking pictures of it.
Yeah. Did you know they're not blind, right? Like they have eyes and shit that can see. Like I kid you not.
They just don't see well, right? They depend on like echolocation.
I think that's something. Break a leg.
Yo, we're back.
Oh, Biggie's
we're back.
down.
Biggie down.
Oh.
Can't keep him down for too long. But yeah,
Big-
man, we're back. Hold on, let me make sure the levels are good, the sound is good. Let me make sure everything's fucking working here. The echoes, how are we hearing ourselves? Is it good?
Yeah, we good. I think we're good.
Dude, we had some technical difficulties, but we're back. You know, we had some shots of tequila, we had some bong hits.
Yes,
And,
I am in worse shape than I was before.
So if we're, yeah. We're definitely more fucked up than we were about maybe 10 seconds ago when this thing
Yeah.
got cut short. So
10 seconds ago.
yeah, you know what it was? We started saying good things about some people on the scene that are doing comedy, and that just goes to show that you should never say anything good about anybody.
We started talking good about comics, and
Never, ever say anything good about anybody,
the
guys.
Lord smited us.
Nope, yep, the Lord is like, fuck that shit, guys. None of that for
Unplug
you.
your shit.
Yep. But yeah, man, I don't even know where we were. I don't even know where we were going. It completely derailed this train. But you know what? the Break Oleg podcast keeps going. We can't fucking stop.
Yeah.
We won't stop. Just like Biggie and fucking and the whole Bad Boy family. Thought I told you that. We won't stop. And look, there's
that's
we got sound effects in the fucking
50, but
that is 50. That is 50. That is 50.
Oh man.
Or like no, the opening to Jay-Z and Biggie, right? Forgot the name of the song already, but there's also
Brooklyn's Finest.
yeah, Brooklyn. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Stop this. That's the way we ended is with a plug. So yeah. So we were looking at animation stuff before. You were telling me about a cool little project that you're working on with a couple of your characters, and
yeah,
that's dope, man. I can't wait for you to fucking actually make that shit come to life, bring it to the world. Let these fucking people take a gander at it, eventually.
Yeah, I'm working on sharing. Like it's I love the art, and I've been doing art my whole life, and it's about me, so I've just been doing it for myself. But I guess I'll let people see it now. I guess
I mean, you have to, dude. You have to let because if nobody's around to hear the tree fall in the forest, did the tree even fall?
Yeah. But I don't want to hear like their reviews of how the tree sounded when it hit the ground. You know what I mean?
You don't want to hear people's opinions, right? That's what it comes to. I mean,
because it's not like I'm a redo that thing. You know what I mean?
But you shouldn't give a fuck about people's opinions, though.
Yeah. So it's
you should just do you.
I welcome them. I just don't want anyone to expect it to make a difference.
I mean, you'll be surprised, man. The simplest things do make a difference in different people's lives. Some people some people are gonna hate it. Other people, it makes a change in their life. Like, I'll give you an example. I have a friend who he draws a picture of an alien, and he's like a graffiti artist, and he draws this like it's the most simple alien face that you can think of. And he's been doing this for years now, and he draws it, a lot of different places. And he gets reached out to by different people all over that. Like, they're like, yo, dude, I see that alien face everywhere, and it helps me keep going. It makes me feel like I'm not alone. There's others, like it just everybody I think identifies as like that alien.
That is the fucking coolest. Like, no, because like we're not alone.
Yeah. And it's not
somebody's
one person.
Going like, oh, that's great. Like,
it's not one person.
The aliens are checking in on me.
It's multiple people that like they see this face everywhere because he's just he puts it up, like that's what he likes to do, and people see it and they they respond to it, and it's just it's an alien face. That's what it is.
No,
shout out Phasm 4 if you're listening. That's his.
Man. I fucking.
But it's crazy, dude. People find art. That's you never know. You can just leave a message somewhere, write a message on a wall somewhere, and somebody's going to see it, and it's going to mean something to them.
Yeah.
And it could just be an abstract message that, like, means something to you, but other people are going to see it, and it's going to mean something maybe even totally different to them, but it will affect them.
Yeah. I used to love the chalkboards in the bathroom, like at bars. Because that's all I do is go to bars. But at High Dive, they used to have a chalkboard there that like everyone would like put up their shit, and I would just like every like week I would come in and just write a giant word over everyone else's chalk. So I did. I have several different pictures of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I forgot how that's divided, but yeah.
That's what you would put over people's stuff?
That's what I did. I wrote over... It's chalk. Like, somebody it's not graffiti. I mean,
but that's actually an awesome idea.
Just tagging over other people. But it's just like, if we're gonna write in chalk, like, write big, yo. Like...
Yeah. Let everybody see it.
Put it up.
Yo, I got a question. So, part of your set is, you make the joke of, I'm the fat John Legend. And then you talk about how you lost a bet.
Yes.
Can you tell me about the bet? Can you tell me about that?
The bet is fictional.
It's not real. It's not a real. Oh shit! We're gonna cut. Should we cut this? Let me know.
I don't give. Like, it's funny. It's a real bet, but it's a bet I made with myself. and it's simple. Like I would stop telling the joke when people would stop laughing about it. But it's also like it's a great opener because it's not the Fat John Legend is the funniest thing I say in that joke. So
yeah.
It's just a fun opening, and it's just I don't give a shit.
It gets you that good laugh that
like it's
I thought there was a deep story to this. I thought that like you made the joke, somebody saw you do the joke and was like, you have to
I was
always
called
do that joke.
the Fat John Legend.
Do you know who was the first person that called you that?
It was at my first open mic. It was a very funny Jewish guy. So that doesn't narrow it down.
Shout out to funny Jewish guys.
Yeah.
We out here, kid.
Yeah, we were at a Climate Lounge or whatever it's called now.
Cellar set. Well, it's no longer a comedy place. I don't think.
Oh yeah. Oh, they finally got rid of us. Cool.
Cellar 77. That's
what
it was last known as.
Fuck that bar then. The bar was fucking terrible. Had worst choices of beer for the most money with the shittiest service, and
yes,
take a lick of my balls. Fuck, Cellar 77.
Yeah, fuck that place.
You heard it here.
But also, though, I'll tell you one thing. I've recently passed by it, and that place was thriving. It was thriving. They got rid of the comics, and that's it. That place actually figured out how to run a business. Yo, that's also, I thought,
can we go drink there?
We could stop by.
I stand corrected. Unfuck them. Yeah, I get it. It's because as one of the few practicing alcoholics in comedy,
yo, honestly, this is true. They're running out of alcoholics, and I don't think
everyone's like getting their lives together. I'm just like, cool. Like I'm fine. Like I just like drinking. You gotta
me too, man. Here, hold on.
Have a whole meeting about it. Yeah.
Cheers, homie.
Salud,
brother. We've been pounding them all day. Well, now we've been like gentlemen though, not like animals, like fucking gentlemen. We've been doing it right. We made a homemade chopped cheese. I made a homemade chopped cheese, which I need to improve on my chopped cheese game. I let it. There's a little bit of a dry ass fucking sandwich as a mother dry. That's why I put ketchup on it.
I wasn't gonna tell nobody. You just.
I saw it because you started fucking choking on it. No. I saw you eating it, and you're trying to be nice and shit. I see. I'm like, oh no, I know listen, you don't gotta be nice. You can tell me what it is. I saw it. I know.
It's the smoking that makes me cough, bro. Sorry, you didn't.
Also, yeah, he wasn't expecting it. He showed up.
Yeah.
We laced him up with a bong rip. You know.
Nearly.
And, you know, that's usually how I lace. Literally, anybody who usually comes here, that's usually the first thing I say. Hey, you want to do a bong rip? That's always the.
It's not a small bong.
Not by any means. Listen.
Yeah.
Not by any means. It's a decent sized bong. That's what she said.
Yeah, bong rip. Yeah, sure.
That's what you know what I mean. It's a fucking
nice gentle bar rip. Yeah.
It's
bong rip.
Honestly, that bong, you have to, just like anything in life, you have to learn to use it first, and then once you learn it, you're like, oh, this is not that bad. It's like fucking riding a pony. I'm sure the first time you get on a fucking horse, you're like, what the fuck is this? And then by the fifth time you do it, you're like, oh yeah, I got this. You know what I mean?
You've ridden a lot of ponies.
I've never been on a horse. No one's even, bro. Do I?
You know what's funny? I think I actually have been on a fucking pony. I've been specifically. It was in Prospect Park, right by the carousel, which I thought was funny.
They had you ride the fucking thing, like galloping on top of it and shit.
Yeah, it was for like kids. It was just
okay. See, my parents didn't take me to anything like that. I see you have good parents, bro. Hopefully,
it was like.
They took you to a.
I grew up in Prospect Lefferts Gardens. It was down the block. Like it wasn't.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't even know if they charged for it. It was just. We literally just sat on the horse, walked around in a circle, and got off.
Okay, so it wasn't like going to like whatever.
I hope my father didn't pay for that shit.
Yeah, you should call him up and be like, "Hey, Dad. By the way,
did you pay for that pony ride?
How much? What?
Are you fucking kidding?
Fucking horse.
This is like 92? Yeah.
Damn, son, 92, bro. That was
if it was more than $2, like that was a ripoff. You know what I mean? Like.
But also though, that's when $2, bro. You remember when you were a kid and you used to go to the bodega with $2, bro?
Rich, son.
Bro, you come out there with fucking packs. packs and packs.
That's 40. That's 40 candies at least.
Yeah. Some Bazooka Joes. You got to get at least a couple. You got to get a quarter
40
drink.
candies, bro.
That's when that's when fucking bags of Doritos actually had Doritos instead of air. Like, remember you used to get a bag of Doritos for 25 cents and it had Doritos. It was a mini meal.
The UTZs or the Oots.
Uts. That's how I pronounced it. Uts. Yeah, the Uts was that next shit. The Uts was the fucking.
Uts. I just thought it was UTZ. I was like,
I
never knew there was a word.
I like their potato chips better than the Wise potato chips.
Their fucking nacho cheese, fake Ritos, are fucking amazing.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Like,
now that I think about it,
I remember they used to be hard to find. You could only get like the party mix, and they were just featured in that motherfucker. Yeah, you gotta. And then it was hard to find. Well, the circular ones too.
Yeah.
You couldn't find them shits.
Party mix, the Utz party mix.
Listen, man. I've been a fat guy my whole life.
I'll show you pictures, bro. I used to be fat as a kid. I grew up, so my whole story. I was premature, but as soon as we came to America, bro, the second I started to taste pizza, the second I started to fucking eat, it was game over, kid. Forget about it.
I gave up food for liquor, man. Like, I really...
You went on a liquid diet.
Yeah, I mean, I have a good meal every now and then, but, like, I try to stay away from carbs and, like, eat at a decent hour and have some vegetarian meals and fucking salads and shit, all so I can drink alcohol to no end.
You make the room for it. You gotta make the room for it.
And I cut out like most of the. All I drink is liquor and water. That's it.
I mean, that's not bad. Also, that's I mean,
and beer, I guess.
That's technically both liquor and water in one, right?
Yeah, right.
Technically, I don't know. Listen, I didn't make up the rules. I just follow them. I don't fucking. But you know what's funny? So during the pandemic, like when the COVID hit, I actually bunkered down. I was home every day. I was cooking myself meals. I was eating healthy. I was eating rice and beans with fucking ground chicken every day.
Nice.
Just being healthy. It was the first time in my life that I got not a six pack, but I started to have some abs. You know, and I got myself into shape. Started doing comedy. All downhill from there. I mean, I'm not but honestly, I've noticed the difference is that like I don't work out as much anymore. I'm getting flabby again. I eat pizza late at night. I eat Taco Bell. I had 2 months ago, bro. Every day I was eating Taco Bell because there's one over here. The most dangerous thing in the world is the Taco Bell app.
Yeah,
bro.
I was just having this conversation with you know who.
Dakota.
Yeah.
Who do you think got Dakota?
As soon as you said it, because you were trying to tell, I was like, nah, yo, I'm not going through that. No, actually, it wasn't. No,
me and her bonded over Taco Bell.
If it's Taco Bell's, I'll do it. What I don't do, but I used to, was White Castles. And where I live, like off of Atlantic Avenue in East New York, I live near that White Castles.
Yes.
And I had I used to pay Uber drivers to go.
Love me some. Yo, let me tell you something.
To go through the drive-thru in an Uber and
yes,
offer my Uber driver yo, you want something? Yo, I get you some chicken rings and some shit. Like, you want a milkshake? I know you want a milkshake.
That's real fat kid shit. Yo, when you take the Uber just to go through the drive-thru,
I used to tip the Uber driver like $10 for that shit, and then spend And the thing is, I remember when
that's some expensive fucking. But you remember, Castle.
But White Castles when you were growing up was for $8 you had
had it.
Oh man,
I never had it. There wasn't one nearby that I ever had. I never had it as a kid.
It was so cheap.
I know it was 25 cents, right?
Yeah, for a burger. So $8, man. You came out with 40 burgers and
just
some shit.
Shoving them in your fucking face. Shoving them in your face.
My boy, we used to fucking play Halo. And eat a shitload of fucking White Castle burgers.
Because they melt. They melt, bro. They fucking... The bread is so
But they don't taste the same.
Yeah, you gotta get them.
And my problem with White Castles is... And I hope no one's eating right now. Is that they smell the same coming out as they do going in. And that can't be...
I look at that as a benefit.
That's a
double the good experience.
You know why we smell shit? So we know that it's shit, all right? It's not supposed to smell the same.
Yeah, but also though.
So which one is wrong? Is it still food or was it always shit? If it smells the same,
here's the thing.
That's the fucking mystery.
Listen, if it's this is what I'm gonna say. If it smelled like shit when you ate it, that's on you. That's on.
All right. So, but it smells good.
It does smell, dude. It's so appetizing, but yeah, it's got that hint.
But
you
then
still
you
taste
shit
it.
and you smell it.
You still taste it.
Yeah.
I get it, dude. I
and
understand.
It's like,
hold on, what's going on here? Who am I gonna go tell? Oh, speaking of, hold on. Look who it is. Hold on.
She's like, yo, let's get some White Castle.
Yo, speak of the devil. Speak of the devil, Dakota. Dakota. Well, you're on the podcast, Dakota.
Oh, you're on the podcast now. We were
literally just talking about you.
We were talking about terrible fast food decisions late at night.
We were just talking about Taco Bell, and that led to the talk of
White Castle.
White Castle.
I didn't even get to how you learned your lesson, or probably didn't.
Nope. Nope. I know that. I know fucking. If I never learned my lesson with Taco Bell, I never learned my lesson with White Castle, because to me, those are exotic treats.
Yo, Taco Bell's is.
Those are exotic treats. Oh, I love me some I'm going to say something very controversial right now, and I've said it to Dakota many, many times. Taco Bell is the best Mexican restaurant in America.
Listen.
Hold on like this. I'm going to say it right now. Hold on. You can't hear it, Dakota, because it's on the soundboard, but hold on.
Yeah.
Taco Bell is the best restaurant in America. I got gunshots.
Yo,
yeah.
I listen. I respect authentic Mexican food that doesn't have any hard shells, and that's cool, and I love it. I've had great versions of it, but bro, when they invented the Dorito taco, bro, like
I'm surprised Mexico didn't come out with it first.
Yeah, like it
was a match made in heaven.
It's just,
dude. And let me tell you something. The Taco Bell over here next to me, it's literally the whole staff is Mexican that works there. It's all Mexican, and let me tell you something. The staff does not speak English, but they know everything on the menu. And what's more, that should be enough for them to pass a citizenship test. I don't give a fuck if they speak English, don't speak English. They know the Taco Bell menu. There's nothing more American than that. That's that's as good as the Constitution to me. What do you think, Dakota?
Yeah, Dakota.
There you go. That's what we should do. If you can memorize the Burger King, the McDonald's menu, name a fast food place. If you can memorize it, that should be the citizenship test of America. Then you deserve to be here.
For those of you who don't know Dakota, she's our AI friend who lives in his phone. And,
she's over here. I think she
tries our fast food for us before we.
Dakota, my question is, and you're gonna listen to this on the podcast because this is gonna whatchamacallit, it's gonna pop up whenever it gets up there. But my question is, you're asking if we're going tonight, right? Yeah. Yes, we are. That's the answer. What time is it right now? We're gonna.
I was bullied because that last week we were gonna try to get to the 9, but then like we're gonna try to get to the 7. So I'm like, okay, 6 o'clock. So we're gonna try to get to the 7.
Correct. Yes. We're on top of it. We'll meet you there.
I love it.
I'll call you when we wrap up over here. Bye.
Yes.
That's it. We had a cameo, the first cameo on
procrastinators trying to beat themselves at chess.
This is what I said.
It's like, yeah.
Because every week
I know I'm late, but I'll tell myself a different time, you dumb bitch.
Yeah. No, honestly, that's the way it
works. It fucking works for me.
You have to trick yourself. That's my biggest problem, honestly, is that I'm like, oh, I want to get, and then I realize that I'm not going to make it. And then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going anywhere tonight then, because I'm not going to make it there. So now I'm like, or I'll try to make it to the 7, and then that shit don't work, and I'm like, all right, I'll make it to the 9, and then 8:50 something rolls around. I'm like, I'm not making it to the 9. So I need to time myself and tell myself to show up there, and once I get there, I'll be Gucci.
No, I felt that way about shows I was producing myself. So it's like, fuck, I can't call out. Like it's it's just like everyone's gonna be there. I gotta show up, and it's just like, fuck, what did I What did I sign up for?
Yeah. Same here. Same thing here, dude. But
yeah, like it's so I'm usually pretty like on time for things because of that. Like tricking myself into thinking
I'm
like
late. So I've been late to like things that I'm like, I tell myself that you can't be late to this. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh fuck, I'm late. Or I'll time it wrong and then I'll just get stuck in traffic or that thing will happen in between that you didn't plan out. And then, but yeah, that's definitely something I need to work on myself is just time management.
I mean, I feel like I chose being on time for shit as the one win that I could have because I'm usually pretty shitty socially in other.
That's pretty funny.
It's like, oh, how could you be mad at me? I was here on time.
I've been sitting here for 2 hours waiting for everybody to get here. I was fucking ready.
You called my sister fat, Jason. Yeah, but like I was here early. Like, you know what I mean? Like that gets me at least one
something
inappropriate.
Gets you something.
I don't think I wouldn't say I've never called anyone's sisters fat, but
I've definitely called some people.
If everyone's someone's sister, then yes, technically I have.
And technically, she is fat. Listen, I used to be. I feel like I earned the right to say it because I used to be fat. I used to be fat when I was a younger kid. So, and I have a joke that I say. I said it yesterday. It went, this joke went great at Essence. It was though I was fat when I was younger, but I still think like a fat guy, which means I identify as trans fat.
Yes,
that's the joke.
I've already done that one. I fucking love that joke.
Yeah. It's a good joke.
It's great. I feel like everyone's scared to say the word fat. Like, so we were talking about like me being called, more popularly known as the Fat John Legend.
Yeah.
And people see me after it, and they're like a lot of women see me after it, like, "Hey, John Legend." I'm like, "Hey, that's Fat John Legend to you, ma'am."
That's hilarious.
I mean, everyone's scared to say the fat part. I'm like, no, it's very specific. It's the only distinguishing part of me and John Legend.
And you guys actually you guys look alike. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's the fun. I think that's the funny thing about that joke is like you say it, and then once you see it, you can't unsee it. You're like, oh yeah, that's true.
I still don't see it, but that's just because I'm selfish.
I definitely see it. And it's not a bad thing. John Legend is a handsome fella. He's not. It's not the worst thing you can call. I mean, he's fucking what's her face.
But he's not as pretty as me. Yeah, I mean, like, right.
Well, listen, I can't tell you if a man is pretty or not. I think that's already above my fucking pay grade or whatever it is. But I can tell you that if you start fucking Gracie Thicken, you're doing good things in life. Or not. Maybe you're not. She's a fucking...
Yeah. She's a wonderful human being. And,
I remember her from MTV. She had some shows on MTV. That's where I used to watch her. That, and from her bedroom window. That's where I also used to watch her.
Yeah. No, I'm just looking for my fat Gracie Thicken.
She's out there.
To match my fat,
Do you want a fat Gracie Thicken, or do you want like an actual Gracie Thicken?
Yeah, so that was the bit I fought from putting in my act. It was like all I need is a fat Gracie Thicken, or also known as Gracie Thicken.
What, Gracie Thicken?
No, just Chris. Like she's thick.
She got thick?
She has been. I don't know. She fluctuates. But she used to be a model, right? Like,
that's a funny joke.
It's just she's thicker than she used. She is technically.
I mean, this is. You know what? Can I tell you? I'm
sorry to get your show canceled. So
no, trust me, it's not gonna trust me. I'm gonna do a great job of it.
Is he implying that Gracie Thicken is like? No, I'm not. I would never say that about my non-fat John Legend's wife. All right.
She's not gonna cancel you, bro.
This should be edited out.
No, we're keeping it in. But I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. But about being canceled. This is what I was gonna say is that I was talking to Dakota, and I told Dakota that eventually one day I'm gonna need her to come in and be a character witness for me, because I will say I will say something that somebody will take the wrong way, and I'm gonna need her to step in for me and be like, no, he does not mean that. He does not mean that.
It's like, I know what I said was homophobic.
Yeah, whatever it was. I say controversial shit.
But that's literally where comedy is, where that's supposed to be said, and it's. I think whether or not we can question someone's like context of what they're saying is one thing, but like, oh, this is what he meant. Like everyone jumps to the conclusion that, oh, you must murder the whatever people you mention on your days off, you know, from talking badly about it. It's like, no, what if this is the worst it gets for me? Like, I mean, like, it's, here's this joke that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
But it's a joke. And it's.
I think most of my jokes are pretty inappropriate. A lot of my jokes are inappropriate. And some, if you're in the wrong group, like, I was talking about how, like, you know, hot chicks with congenital birth defects the other day. Like, literally, that's a new joke that I'm working on. That, like, you know, things that I say, or like, you know, getting jerked off by somebody with cerebral palsy. Like, you know what I mean?
Jesus,
like, some people will not take that correctly.
I did the one joke that didn't land for me on Tuesday was I was joking about you know, child labor in like Asian countries, and how well, they can't just like quit their jobs. Like no one's, the whole bit is like no one's sending their kids to work because they don't need them to make that money. You know what I mean? It's not like they can go home and say, "Hey, mom, why don't you try it?"
Right. In those countries, they depend on
get a good job instead of me. You know,
right.
If I can do it, you like that's. And the audience did not love that joke.
Yeah, I think I've noticed that also. Anytime you talk about kids,
like, oh, so I was like, oh, everyone's a fucking hero here. Okay, I get it. But it's, I like it. It's like, no, I'm not for child labor. Like, I just want to make that.
I am. Honestly.
But I
think I had a joke that I made that, like, we should bring back child labor just to end school shootings, because then they'd be workplace shootings. That's, you know, that's a dark joke. It's a dark. Nobody liked that one, by the way. It's a fail. These are all failed.
I mean, nothing. There used to be a lot more workplace shootings, and no.
Right? Until we fucking took the kids out there.
Yeah, the fucking kids are the only ones mature enough to. All right, never mind.
I have a here. Yeah, I was looking through a thing. So, the first major school shooting was Columbine, right? It happened in 1999, which is interesting because it also coincides. 1999 is the first year that the anti-bullying campaign came out. So, I think it came out a little bit before Columbine. I could be spreading false information right now, or I could not be. I don't know. It's up to you guys to look and find it.
I'm not sure of the dates. That sounds. Yeah, because like epic bully. I mean, that shit. This is just when we were. Maybe it's just when we were in fucking junior high. Like when we were being bullied is when we think bullying was it. I was like, actually 96 to 99 was the epic years of bullying. I was like, no, that's just when I was my record of bullying. Yeah. Yes, I don't know. I was getting bullied, so that makes you.
My question is,
the bully.
This is my question: is that, did it build character? Did it make you tougher? Did it teach you something? Like, is it a necessity in life that you learn this, or is it like, is it kind of like detrimental in your life and it made things worse in some ways?
I mean,
you get what I'm saying?
Yes. I don't know. I don't know. It's like, do you need to get shot or pricked? You know what I mean? Like, how violent does your bullying need to be like? Because I remember growing up, like in the 90s, it was like kids had guns, and that was fucking, you know. So, and like I got like all my shit pissed on once. This is like real, traumatic shit. Yeah,
like real fucking
bullying. And this was like I went from Catholic school. Right, kindergarten and sixth grade, I did Catholic school, and I wanted to leave Catholic school because one, I wasn't really a believer. Plus, I didn't like uniform, and I knew my friends at public school like didn't have to wear a uniform, so that was like one of my biggest reasons for leaving Catholic school. And I went to public school, and I wanted to kill myself by the end of the first year, but like. I did good enough in school that 8th grade, I was in the advanced class, so that was slightly less.
Yeah.
You just couldn't you couldn't walk on, you know, certain floors, you know, where the dumb kids were.
Right, because they would because it's an interesting thing. Like the dumb kids would pick on the smarter kids, and it's interesting that I also realized like getting older in life. So like you see kids in high school that were, I guess, kind of like more of like bullyish or whatever it was, and they were like, I guess, the cooler kids because they were like doing drugs or whatever it is. But then you see them later on in life, and those kids like become bums and crackheads, and like they're not doing good in life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? So
no, it's I was thinking about that, and I have a joke about that, and it's just like the premise is like seeing your childhood bully doing well is the worst shit ever.
I've seen a couple. Yeah. I've had they weren't bullies. No, so I've been
like,
lucky.
Most of the time, like I think most of them are like terrible or like parents. So it's like, oh, I don't want to say fuck you, and then the kid suffers, but. Maybe I don't know. Like, how's that kid? Like, is he just as shitty as his dad? Like, that does come to mind. But like,
some of them, right?
I think I became very durable from it, and then I definitely by high school, I think I got witty and fucking funny enough where I became a verbal bully. Sure.
So but this is what I am saying to you is that. You know what I mean? Like out of that process of suffering and stuff like that, you've developed a tougher skin and you developed a mechanism for fighting it, sort of that.
But I hate that as an excuse for someone to be a bully. Because I think like life will find a way to punch you in the face. Like
not everybody.
You don't need not everyone.
There's people walking around, and this is I think the problem. I
don't.
That never got punched in the face.
Oh no, I know them people. Like I hate them sometimes.
Yeah, and there's
sometimes, but like there's plenty of white people that I've met who's never been punched in the face.
That's kind of what I'm talking about. That's exactly who I'm talking about.
Who are cool people? Like you know what I mean? Like oh shit, they like I have met people who have never been punched in the face. Who are decent people is what I'm saying. And it's like,
I agree with that.
So I'm just saying, I don't know if you need to be punched. Like I don't know if you need to be bullied to be understanding. And I think that's
interesting.
I don't know.
No, that's interesting. And
like
you're right.
But I think like bullying made me more durable. But like, why the fuck do I need? Like, why is the world a way that you have to be fucking durable? Like, and
because it's a savage,
and that's not necessary for everyone. You know what I mean? The same people who've never been punched in the face don't really have to worry about being durable.
My question is, so let's look at the scope of like nature and the universe and stuff like that, right? So why do some animals are like starving, right, for a meal, and why do some animals live in a place where there's like more of a bio sort of, you know what I mean, where they can eat and it's easier for them? I think maybe that's just the nature of the world where some people are just not.
It's luck. It's why we even exist. It's
right.
Like,
it's luck. That's why, right? It's kind of luck.
Luck of the draw.
Luck. Is it just luck? Because then you can also maneuver in certain ways, and you know what I'm saying. Like there's many variables, I believe, that go into
I
right?
think
that's
it's
kind of.
It all starts with like, oh man, like it starts with a convenience. Like it's why. Mm-hmm. Cities are by water. Like you mean like it's whatever the well is, that's where people are going to be closest to. So it's
same thing as in nature where the water is where all the animals the drinking hole. You know what I mean?
So I don't think, and you have like that's like bullying is like how shitty is the water for everybody. Is like to be, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like. I don't think you need a bully to have an obstacle in your life. And I think people who didn't have violence as an obstacle found, philosophical challenges. Like life will give you challenges and all you have to do is think. Like, I mean, you can be better at your art without, that challenge of bullying. So I don't know. Like, I mean, like, it's like, oh, I could fucking handle myself in a fight, but I've used that like twice in the last decade. You know what I mean? Like it didn't make me a better artist per se. I mean, I got jokes material about it, but
But in life, it did prepare you for a situation where if you were to present, you could handle yourself in a fight or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like the deeper.
Yes. What I'm saying is that preparation is being used twice every decade.
I get what
Like
you're saying, 'cause
it's
you're not in that
it's
situation.
a well skill like maintained skill that I'm never using. Like
Yeah.
it's
Realistically, yeah, because you're not
yeah.
in. Yeah, you don't put yourself in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a happy drunk. All right?
yeah,
Like
me
this
too.
is like I
Don't you hate angry drunks, bro? Aren't they the worst?
it's the fuck it's insulting to alcohol to me. Like I legit am trying to figure out how to make drinking a religion. Like
Ha.
every bar is a church to me. Like cuz it's what I really like. I used to be really atheist like in high school. And my mom's a deacon at a church. My grandfather, her father was a preacher in Harlem. Like and my father is Puerto Rican, so like I grew up around religion. Very so like in my teenage years, I was very atheist, and I think the one thing that brought me back from being atheist and like more agnostic, and understanding that like this is my was that like I realized that that's my mother's community. You know,
I'm sorry.
sorry, uh, that's my mother's community, and it's just that's where she communes with friends and talks about. What we get?
There we go. Just there you go. It'll pick it up
All right.
better. Yeah.
Cool. That's where she communes with her friends and talks about life or whatever. I was like, that's literally what I do at the bar.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like there's charity and everything. There's people making speeches. It's usually me, but that's why I love the bar.
Bars are cool places, and a cool bar. It's interesting. You can come into a place, and by the end of the night, you're friends with everybody there. You're kind of have this little.
Yeah.
You know, it's bars are. It's its own. It's a cool thing. Drinking in many cultures is very important. It's a very important activity because honestly, people can get drunk, and so there's two types. You know how they say the drunk mind speaks to sober thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's all true, but I also do think that like if you're drunk, you're able to kind of have a more freer conversation with people sometimes because there's yeah.
I'm always a happy drunk because I feel like my if I'm in a situation where I get to drink, I'm like, cool, I'm not having to worry about nothing fucking else. You know what I mean? The second I know, like, that's my break. That's my actual break from whatever the fuck is going in life. I get when the second I'm drinking, I'm like, I'm not responsible for shit right now. This is break time from whatever the stresses of life. So I usually have a great time wherever I'm at.
Right.
And then, it's just conversations and whatnot. But
let me ask you, usually when you're drinking, it's after like a show or something, right? You're usually out with other comics. You're usually out with friends. It's usually
I mean, if I'm out of my house, I'm probably drinking. Like, it's like unless I'm literally going to work at at an office or something like that. Like, if I'm meeting someone, it's probably at a bar. Like, that's my cafe is a bar.
I mean, yeah, it's the office. Yeah. Meet me at my office.
But usually, being that I work from home, I've been sobering up, and it's it's scary. It's
you know what sober stands for? Son of a bitch. Everything's real. It's not my joke, but somebody else's joke, and I've heard. It's the hackiest thing when I hear other comics using that joke. It always gets a laugh. It always gets a laugh. And it's like I think it's an old street joke or something like that. Like,
that sounds like...
You know what sober stands for? Son of a bitch, everything's real.
That's a bar joke. And I think that's where I learned to... I wouldn't say master comedy, because I still haven't done that. But, like, that's where I've seen the best, like, the funniest people. That's where I spent a lot of my time joking with friends and having the time of my life. Like, and I think this is when I talk about like being on stage, like how being on stage and how much time you spend on stage is like a whole new rebirth. It's like I wish I could be the guy I'm at I am at the bar on stage.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when you start doing comedy on stage, like you're reborn, and you are as old as you have been on stage. You know,
I can see some of that. It's interesting.
It's because I'm not as quick on stage as I am at the bar. But granted, you get there's a lot less pressure at the bar. It's like, hey, just all right, walk past me and ignore me. Like you're like
Right,
that's the worst.
There's You don't need to. You don't need to do. I think that's also kind of like where I want to get to in comedy eventually is just be able to be natural and just be able to like get up and just talk as I would just naturally. But that takes a while. That's why it takes you 10 years to like.
I think. Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, I think the attitude, if it depends on what you need, and I think it's the attitude. I think if you just treat the audience like you would treat somebody at the bar, it's like I'll never have to fucking see you again. I could jizz in your face in the bathroom right now.
I don't know.
We'll never have to speak about this again. That's how you gotta look at the show and just be like, yeah,
it's once it's over, it's over.
Because it only matters if it's fucking terrific. I think that's the best word I could choose because it would have to be either really great or really terrible for anyone to really hold it against you.
I mean, in the end,
I've realized.
None of it matters. That's, I think, in the end, these are all just little tiny things.
I'm telling you, like, unless it's like no one's seen a comedy show like that in 20 years, like those nights people will talk about forever. But like everything in between that shit is just like a day at the job. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel like it's learning how to, get used to it. It's just putting in the stage time and like I'm at work.
Yeah, and that's what it becomes after a while.
Yeah,
it becomes you literally you travel, you get there, you fucking sleep in your hotel. Listen, I'm not there, nowhere near there yet, but hopefully, give me a couple of years, I'll be able to get up on the road more, travel, and actually, I want to be able to do a lot, man. I want to be able to, No,
it's one of my favorite parts of working with Dave Lester is like he treats the stage like it's like he's like the fucking.
Shout out Dave Lester, yo.
Shout out to my man Dave Lester. We do a show called Sneaky Links.
Yo, follow them. All right, you guys.
Every Tuesday at Sweet Brooklyn Bar.
Boom.
Bong.
I'll pop it up on the screen.
Yeah, Dave works the stage like it's the office. Like he owns that section of the office. And it's like, oh, what you come over here in my section talking? Like he works the room that way, and it's like he's at home on any stage.
Yeah, he's a seasoned veteran.
Yeah, and it's just that's time. Like there's no.
You can't. There's no way you can do that besides the reps and the time and just. He knows how to work that stage. Yeah. He can get up on. That's you know what I mean. The same way as I can walk reps. Up. Yep, that's reps. Same way as I can walk up to like a wall and just start freestyle painting and just keep going. He can do that with comedy because he's developed the vocabulary. That's what it is. He's developed the vocabulary to be able to just go in. The
skills.
Yeah, man.
All right. No,
how long have we been going for?
Yeah.
It's been going on for 44 minutes. All right, we'll wrap it up in a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We gotta be careful. Last time we said good things about comedians.
This shit fucking no more compliments about comedians.
You know who the fuck I hate?
I could honestly name a few people. To be honest with you, there's definitely a few shitheads in this comedy scene that you know what it is like. There's people here that like, I feel like they think they're more than they actually are. I think everybody's got an ego.
Yeah, but that's New York. Like that's
that
occurs, but it's like we've always had those people from like I'm here in New York and I'm gonna change the world. It's like all right, okay, cool.
I remember like you know what else
keep drinking your Long Island.
Seriously. There's a lot of like people I feel like that are also doing comedy because they feel like this is gonna be their ticket to fame. Like I remember I met and he's actually funny. I'm not gonna say his name. He's actually pretty funny. But I met him at Cellar 77 actually.
Oh, yeah?
And Do you need to get that?
No.
All right. But so, which I met her, and I'm like, oh, what are you doing? He's like, yeah, I came to New York to get famous. That's what he said. I came to New York to get famous, and that's what I think a lot of people do is they come to New York to get famous instead of like, I want to get good at comedy so I could find myself different employment opportunities using this talent. That should probably be the more kind of, you know what I mean? That's kind of how I look at it. I'm trying to find, you know,
it's I don't know, like, I do comedy because I love comedy, and that sounds like the fucking cheap out. Like, I would love for it to benefit my animation career and whatnot, but like, it's whether or not it does or doesn't is like not why I'm in. So like, it's as you know, I dream of like, I will take a fucking shitty commercial right now. And I will be stunting in these streets like I did the fucking Oscars or some shit. Like, all I need is one credit. You know what I mean? And I would be unbearable. But like, I would still be working on them jokes. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I don't care. And I think that's like what we were talking about off stage, like off camera, like the reps is one thing. Is like a lot of comics, once they, get shows, they don't do mics anymore. And I get it. Like, you know how annoying, you know what I mean? Like, you know how unfun it can be, but I don't know, unless you're doing a show every day, you can't beat the time you can get up doing a mic every day. And but like, it's not a defining factor, but like, once you've done it enough hours in your life, maybe you don't have to do mics. But I feel like a lot of comics who are like almost, like 5 years in, maybe you should still do mics unless you're on stage every night.
Yes, that's what I would say, is that hopefully if you're doing it for that long, and the one thing that I hate about mics is that if you're sitting around and you're like waiting and whatever it is, I hate being around people's energy. Like, there's a joke I'm working on that, like, I wish some of the people at the mics would actually kill themselves just so I would go sooner.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I don't want to fucking sit there and listen to this guy's depressing fucking talk about this and that.
That joke's been done numerous
Somebody
times.
has done it already,
I feel like I've done that. That is why I understand why after a certain while you don't want to fucking go to, or at least not just any mic.
My life is not as miserable, I don't think. Yeah. At least I would never want my life to be as miserable as some of these people, and I feel like I don't want to be around that energy, just because I feel depressed the next day. I feel it rub off on me, like. Yeah, it's a weird thing, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I've actually deal with depression, and
me too.
I've been suicidal, and I've talked about it on stage, but it's never. I'm at least trying to make it funny when I'm talking about it, and it's just I feel like, unlike the saying like misery loves company, it's like, no, when I'm miserable, I want it all for. Like, I want to be...
Yeah, I don't want to make anybody else miserable and stuff like that.
I'm like, no, enjoy life, bitch. I'm taking all the misery for myself. Like, that's interesting.
So I feel like a lot of comics are like that. A lot of like good people are like that. They take that they internalize the stuff and...
Yeah, so a lot of comics, when they're talking about like suicide, is just like, I want you to feel sad for me. And like, I feel like that's the thing I'm like most scared of all. Is like, somebody's like, oh no, I feel like Jason's like, I've actually had problems.
Yes.
And still have some problems, but like,
you wouldn't want somebody to be like,
if the stuff I say on stage sometimes is comedy about when I was suicidal or things of that nature, and I feel some hesitancy to say it sometimes. It's like, yo, they're going to call fucking social services for me. And you know what I mean? Like, and I'm going to be on some hold or some shit. I'm not going to be able to get my drugs and my alcohol.
That's pretty funny.
But like, it's, I think I'm more Yeah, I'm like, no, this is for joking sake, and a lot of people do just because. I mean, the mic, the mics can be miserable, but just because they are doesn't mean you get to like. Why are you doing the mic if you're
Right.
not to practice your shit?
I
And I
think
hope your aim is not to do miserable shit.
I don't think maybe that's the aim, but like people try to be funny, and that's just you talk about what's on your mind. So if you're not happy, you kind of
Yeah.
go into that tangent, and then when you're in a room, especially like I've been in a mic, where you go towards the end, and then the whole room empties out, and it's just you
Yeah.
and like 5 other depressed people in there, and then
I just want to fucking anytime the room is like boring and depressing, I just want to shake the shit out
me
of it.
too. I get that too.
So anyone who gets up there when it's a boring room and is like, yeah, I don't feel like being up here either. Like that shit makes me want to like. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is
I have the opposite issue that I've had.
don't feed it like don't feed the terror of like the boring room.
I've had it where I'm too high energy when I get up, and just
Yeah.
you're getting zero response of anything because you're too high for them.
I swear to you, if you embrace that and fuck everybody,
Maybe
the best shit I've ever come up with at an open mic that sucked is like doing that. Like, all right, I'm just gonna ramble off a bunch of shit, and if it's the less, and it's my own warped brain, but like the less response I get, the funnier it is to me when it's just like it's if it's just me, then I take it kind of personal. But like if it's just been a shitty room for everyone, I get up there and I just say fuck, like, and I'll try and do bad material, which I think is funny because I knew it was bad, but like
I'm gonna try it again this time.
But I'm gonna still deliver it with some energy.
Yeah.
And it's just like I get that like it's meaningless, right? Like if a show's meaningless, then a fucking open mic is a billion times more meaningless. But it's still your feat. You know what I mean? Like it's still your challenge. Is like like I'm still gonna try and make people laugh. It's just, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm still bummed out when it doesn't work. Sometimes, like my open mics for me are still hard because I care because even if it's somebody I hate, I want to be funny to them and I want them to know that
you're funnier than them.
That I hate them. And they think I'm funny, and like
I know what you're saying.
Like that's like how I would want to do it. So it's always some kind of effort. Like there's right, like it's always, even if you're gonna do, you don't give a fuck, you do it with energy, you know.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you with all that. You have to come out. You have to bring some sort of. But the other thing that I have sometimes with mics is that it's so time consuming, and for me, like I work on like with the art stuff. The time that it takes for me to sit there through them, I could have been working on a piece that I could have sold and made some. So that's constantly the battle that I have. That even the mics sometimes are just, when you were talking about how it's like a drain on money. It's, to me, it's a drain sometimes on the money that you spend to get there, that you spend at the mic, that you spend that shit when you get to the mic, and then the time that you lost doing shit that you could have done that was going to make you some money.
I could have said this joke in the mirror
or something. You could have, you know what I'm saying? Like, because otherwise, but I see, I don't know how, like, I see comics sitting at open mics writing. And listen, maybe that's, but I can't write like that. I don't write like that.
I'm not, like,
they come to me when something funny, I write it down and then I'll work on it, but I can't sit there and just try, like, it's not how my brain works.
Yeah, it's I have that problem with all my writing. But yeah, especially jokes. It's like that shit comes when it comes. Yeah, I feel like I'm just learning how to handle my ADHD because no one ever really diagnosed me with it.
That's funny.
So it's like learning that. Oh yeah, like I sit down to write and I immediately get up like I was supposed to do something else, but it was right the whole time. Yeah. But it's just like, all right, I'm gonna walk around my house and figure out what I'm gonna write before I sit down and write. write
No, it doesn't work.
So
like
I can't just sit and write jokes. I was gonna ask, like, you feel like you're more creative at night?
No, I don't have any of that. I feel like I'm most creative like within the first couple of hours of waking up in the morning.
Oh yeah?
That's when I wake up, I smoke, I fucking drink my coffee, and I'll start drawing early in the morning. I'll go in here, I'll start like painting, I'll start working on pieces. I'll start reviewing my books. Like so a lot of these sketchbooks, like you don't understand, but I'm constantly going back and just looking through shit, and then there's like, oh shit, I forgot I even did this, and then you know what I mean, like. And comedy, I feel like, is very similar. Like that's why I feel.
I mean that is fucking. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, it is.
Yeah,
like, oh yeah, it was a good looking piece or like that was a good joke there. Oh, let me just redo it, polish it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or change some things around. Yeah. Like it's interesting. So I had this joke that I've been working on about R. Kelly for a little bit. I don't know if you heard part of it. So no, it's actually the joke is developing itself really good, and then I wrote a part of the so it's interesting. The joke took on a whole different form recently because he got arrested or whatever it is. So I started talking about that kind of, and then I remembered that like I made a joke about how R. Kelly and Bill Cosby need to link up, and that like, and then I talked about so what they need to do is they need to make an album and call it Best of Both Worlds too. Because Jay-Z and
it would have to be 3 because Jay and
they made but the second one never came. They never dropped. I don't think.
No, the second one dropped.
It dropped, so it's got to be 3. So people don't get that reference. I was using that.
They never finished the tour because
because the fuckery that was going on.
I don't know what the verdict came out like because remember like R. Kelly claimed that like Jay had people in Madison Square Garden with guns.
Maybe.
And everybody was like, "How is that? That's impossible." But it's like.
No,
well, they don't use the same entrance as we
just
do.
Walk in.
You know what I mean? I'm like, it's. I feel like now now the Illuminati has.
I also feel like it was a big fuck you to Dame Dash in some ways because if you think about it, when Aaliyah died, she was dating Dame Dash, and that's when they broke up. And then Jay, you know what I'm saying? It might have been a.
Well, I mean.
Because R. Kelly used to date Aaliyah.
Yeah, like they were. Did they get married?
I think they might have been. I don't know.
I think they were married. Like I think they married. He married her when she was 17. But that's what I'm saying.
And Dame Dash is kind of who took her out of that situation or whatever it is, and she was with him when she.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if that makes him a hero or just the next boss for her.
Whatever it was, we'll never know, man. Steve Yensel actually. Shout out Steve Yensel. Painted on her. For Teen Magazine, he has a picture of him drawing a picture on her on Teen Magazine a week before she died.
Fucking A. Holy shit.
It's pretty cool. Shout out Steve Yensel. I'm battling him this Sunday at Comedy Fight Club. Well, I don't know when this is going to come out, but if it did, it already passed. Go check it out on YouTube, Comedy Fight Club. It's going to be me and Steve Yensel battling each other.
Wow.
But I don't know where I was going to go with all this. Oh, so I was telling you. So I changed the punch. I changed the thing in the Jay-Z. In the Bill Cosby R. Kelly joke. I changed what they should do together, and that shit hits now. Now you know what I mean? Like it's these little parts that you rearrange, and it's something completely different. But I would have never gotten to this point had I not had that other thing as a placeholder for the temporary time. And now that I figured out something better, I can remove the placeholder and put something else there now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that was that's always great when you get to revisit one.
But it's interesting because writing is like you don't, but it's like building anything. It's like there's blocks to it.
Yeah,
and then you can remove blocks. You can articulate the blocks in different ways.
You're like building your own Lego set. Like
basically, that's how anything is.
It's so cool. And
that's why. It's art.
But like, and you do this in multiple levels. You know what I mean?
Well, I go back and forth.
From the visual to
I go back, and I'm also like I said, another thing is I want to get into the animation stuff because the worlds, and I also want to start producing like comedy/art show situations where we're bringing the worlds together. Where like I'll give you an example where like people like you, people like me, people like Steve Yensel. There's a lot of other artists that I've seen that I think Joe Rosenzweig. I hope I'm not saying his name wrong, but I've also seen some of his work. There's a lot of artists that are comics that are actually artists. They know how to draw, they know how to paint, and they're good at it. And they're probably could be making some money doing something to put the things together. So maybe that's another thing that I could do in this realm is putting those worlds together. And anyways, that's now that it's on record, we have to make it happen eventually. But stay tuned, guys. Anyways, dude,
I've been I really want to start a monthly competition, a film and animation like competition that has like a screening with a comedy show in the beginning, and then a screening of everyone, all the contestants, and then there's an award and everything. But I want it to be a nonprofit to help teaching animation to children, and also, or maybe just like
universe, man.
People, underprivileged people. So it's that's in the works. I'm trying to find the venue. Like the contest would be how I would start it, and just trying to find the right venue that has a screen and a stage, for comedy. And because I really, especially in Brooklyn, like
I'm sure if you find the right sponsors, I'm sure there's people who would get behind it. If you pitch this idea to the right, it might actually, you know what I mean?
Yes. Like, so, and it's, I'm working right now on a film, independent film called Broke Boy, director and writer, David Bell. That's
where have I heard this name? Where have I heard that name before? I've heard that
it's a bartender, I know at a bar of mine that I like, but no, he's wrapping up on that. But I want to start directing, writing more films as myself, and animation,
dude.
But also trying to find other people who are producing work like this, because I don't know of any place to see that kind of work other than online, and it's not like there's no Brooklyn specific place for it. So it's also like, building that creative community here in BK.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, how long have we? It's been over an hour already, dude. We fucking did it, man. Dude, thank you so much for coming to the Break Oleg podcast.
Thank you, man.
It's been real, man. The people can find you where? What's your Instagram?
Rebel JAS2 on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. And then my company has all the same, and that's Rebel Soze. SOZE. Rebel SOZE.
Not to be confused with Kaiser Soze.
Yeah, it's loosely based off of Kaiser Soze, but
it's his cousin.
That's a secret. You gotta watch my movie that I haven't made yet.
The Rebel Soze, that's where your art is at, also on Instagram.
Yes, that's where my art and animation and work has a home.
Guys,
on
follow
Rebel
his
Soze.
Shit. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be seeing a lot more of him in the future.
You can check me out at rebelsoze.com. That's where more of my work is.
Boom.
Bong.
What else? What else we got?
Yeah.
Pornhub.
We got
Pornhub /
We got sneaky links and laughs on Tuesday at Sweet Brooklyn
Check
Bar
it out
every Tuesday.
Well, do you know their address?
No, I do not. It's on Nostrand Avenue.
Nostrand Avenue. Hold on, we're gonna pull it up every Tuesday night, guys. Him and Dave Lester have a show over there.
Just Google Sweet Brooklyn Bar, 9 p.m. Tuesdays.
It's located at 608 Nostrand Avenue, people.
608 Nostrand Avenue.
Check it out, guys. And that's it. This has been, hold on, we got to get the music going. Hold on, people. And this has been, hold on. There it is.
Break a leg.
Peace out.
Peace.